Hello everyone, we're going to talk about modules, what they are, and how to use them in Python. Modules are basically code libraries or files of code that either you wrote or perhaps someone else around the world or on your team wrote. And it allows you to use other commands or functions that you didn't write in your program. So you might have a module for doing statistical analysis or analytics, and you want to be able to use that without having to do the number crunching. You can just import this module and have access to it. There's a lot of modules already built into Python, and then some you can also download and install for free. In order to use a module, we have to use the import command. And the syntax is going to be import space and then the name of the module. So this import command is always going to go at the top of your file, right beneath the headers. So you can see here we're going to have your header, then you can have your import statement, and then whatever code you're going to have. Your main, your functions, your variables, etc. are going to be right there. Now, inside a module, there's often going to be functions or commands that you can access. That's the point of using the module. And so, similarly, the way that we use print or import, we can call these special functions inside the modules. There is one distinct difference, which is when you want to use a module function, you have to tell Python, hey, this is not a built-in function, it's actually inside this module. And so the syntax is going to be the name of the module, period, and then the function name. So rather than saying print, you would say math dot square root or something like that. So you put the module name first. The one module that we use a lot in this class is the random module. This is really useful for adding some element of chance or unpredictability to our program. So it's great for dice, it's great for guessing games, anything where you want a non-predictable result. So the first function we're going to look at for the next couple weeks is randrange. Randrange allows you to generate a random integer. You give the randrange function a number, an integer, and it will generate a randomly selected number from 0 up to but not including that integer. So, for example, if I say random.randrange and I give it 6, that's going to choose a random number from 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 numbers, but it starts at 0 and it goes up to but not including 6. If I were to give it random.randrange21, that's going to do the same thing. It's going to choose a number from 0 up to but not including 21, so you're going to get 0 to 20. I'll randomly select that number. Now, what if you want to generate the numbers 1 to 6 and not 0 to 5? What would you do? Well, what you could do is you could simply shift the range. So you say random.randrange of 6, you add 1 to it. Now, why does this work? Think about that for just a second. So the reason that this works is because if you look at the first part, random.randrange of 6, remember, that's going to generate a random number that's going to be 0 through 5. Whatever that number is, you're going to then add 1 to it. And if you think of all the possibilities that you could get, you then would get 1 to 6. So every time you get the number 0, you add 1 to it, you get 1. The other end, you get the number 5, you add 1 to it, you get 6. So sometimes if you need to shift a range of numbers, that's an easy way to do it. It's just add whatever you need to. Another module, which we don't use all that often in class, but it's useful to just be aware that there's functions in here, is the math module. This contains your basic mathematical equations like square root, hyperbolic tangent, inverse sine, etc. So you can see here, math.square root of 16 will store the value of 4 into num. And just kind of for your reference, there are many, many, many Python libraries on the internet. We're not going to be able to tackle all of these in class, but it's interesting to think about exploring them if you're interested. So you can see NumPy and Pandas are pretty popular for statistics and mathematical calculations. Matplotlib as well, it's great for math. PyQt and tkinter can make graphical interfaces, and Request is one of the popular ones for interacting with data on the web.